What an amazing evening. This camp spot we had next to this lake was beautiful. It stayed lighter longer next to the water. Sunset was perfect. It was just a really good evening. And then I was talking to the guy we were camped next to, and he'll be finished in the 100-mile wilderness in 4 days. And he said he's pushing because same reason we were. He said the weather just is not looking good to summit on the 13th or 14th. And he said he worked in the park last year on a trail crew. And he said it's not safe to summit when it's wet, especially with the slipperiness of my shoes. I just don't want to do it. So I looked some more last night, and I think we're just going to push as far as we can go today. Hopefully get to A-Ball. It is 25.7 miles. But we're going to just push until we get this afternoon and see what the weather looks like, and then make some decisions then. Well, we're going to stop here one more second because there's a little building back there we're going to probably use, and we'll be heading north. All right, the trail actually goes along this beach for a bit. It's the same lake we camped again, along the other side of. 4.5 miles in for today, and I think we're both saying all the people that said the White Cap was the last significant climb, they're liars. Because this mountain that we're on, it's like Nussen to Bunt Mountain. It's only a 1,500 foot above sea level mountain, but it sure seemed like a significant climb. All right, we still got 21 miles to go today for A-Ball. Wish us luck. We may need it. All right, that's Mount McKay right there. First big view. Wow, wow, wow. You're starting to be able to see more fall colors. Little bits here and there. All right, so today has not gone as well so far as yesterday. The trail is, there's still a lot of roots and rocks, and it's just not very cruisy. We've done about 8 miles so far, but we really need to get 25 to summit tomorrow. And I don't know if I've explained all this. So when we left Shaw's, my plan was to summit on September the 13th. Today is September 11th. So all was well because the forecast showed rain on the 14th, the 13th good. So we started off the 100-mile wilderness, just kind of like somewhat moderate, not really pushing it. And then the forecast changed. And now the worst of the 2 rain days, now it's the 13th and 14th that's supposed to rain. The 13th is supposed to have thunderstorms in the afternoon. So not only is it not safe to summit Katahdin when it's wet and raining because it's a rock climb, we've been told if it's storming, the rangers will not let people attempt to summit. So then it became, well, there's a good day on the 12th. So tomorrow, they're showing no rain. It's supposed to be a little cloudy, but no rain. So then yesterday we decided we were going to push 25 just to put us in position in case we needed to do another 25 today, and then summit from A-Ball Bridge campground, which is you got to do 10 miles before you get to where the thru hiker campground would normally be at the Birches. So instead of summit day being 5 miles plus back down, we'll have to do 15 plus back down. So for obvious reasons, that's not as desirable either. The only other options would be to sit at Baxter State Park and wait out the rain for a couple days, and then try to summit on the 15th when it's clear. But we really, neither one of us, I especially have no desire to sit in my tent in a state park in the rain for 2 days. The other thing is there's a lot of regulations around Baxter State Park and how you get in, where you can camp, and things like that. There's like a maximum number of people at the Birches, and you got to be at the 10 miles south of that by 7 a.m. on the day you want to camp there to hope to get a spot. There's just a lot of like nonsense with the regulations. It's not undoable, it's just adds more to it. So the bottom line, where we're at now, is for safety considerations and have a good summit day, just trying to push and get there tomorrow. That's not how I wanted my thru hike to end. I wanted it to be slow and easy. The plan for the 13th was given 2 nice easy days at the end to just kind of soak it all in. But you know, things always don't work out how we want them to. So we just got to kind of roll with it and see. So then basically it comes down to me weighing out, do I want to be risky with weather and do a slower end, maybe put myself in more danger, or just speed this thing up and finish safely? So I'm leaning towards the first. So later today, we're supposed to have service again when we get to some ledges. And I'm going to check the weather one last time and make a decision then on what to do. Until then, we're just going to keep trying to get the 25.7 miles today. But this trail is not a fast moving trail. We've got all the little climbs out of the way, but it's still just nothing but roots and rocks, and you gotta, every foot placement is a chore. So it's hard to do that kind of mileage on a day like that. So we're gonna try and see what happens. All right, so this is like Rainbow Deadwaters, I think it's what it's called. And we're gonna be making our way, I think we're gonna follow this water for a long time. And it's gonna turn into like Rainbow Lakes. And then we'll have Rainbow Ledges up over the lake. And that's where we're supposed to have cell signal, so we can check the weather and make our plan. The other thing we got to deal with, or Fonzie's got to deal with, Fonzie doesn't know how to pack food yet. He's only been doing this 6 months, so sometimes it takes some people a little longer. When we left, he goes, well, I don't think I got nearly enough food. I said, why don't you get some food? So he's running on fumes. I don't know how to pack. I just don't. He's running on fumes right now. So I need to look through my bag, and I looked a little bit. If we summit tomorrow, I can give him my dinner for tomorrow. And it's instant mashed potatoes, so it's gonna have to be vegan enough for him. I'm gonna have to look through my bars, because I don't know that I have much of a surplus I've been eating more with the bigger days. So as long as we don't, if we summit tomorrow, I'll be able to give him some, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, we really need some terrain without all these roots so we can make some time, because these roots are just like constant speed bumps. They're not bad right here. We've been walking along Rainbow Lake for quite a while, but we've been kind of back off the lake and really can't get many good pictures with the trees there. The terrain has not been great. There's been lots of roots and little ups and downs and blah, blah, blah. We're both kind of over it for the day, but we still have a lot of miles to do. It's 3:45. We have 1.8 miles to get to the Rainbow Ledges, where we're allegedly going to have cell signal and where we can get some weather and make our decisions of what we're going to do. So we're kind of eagerly anticipating that, because that decision is going to shape the rest of what happens here. We've not been seeing hardly any other hikers, which is kind of a good thing, I guess. I don't know. We're just plugging away, trying to get 25.7 miles in today. From the ledges, it's still like 6.1. So we have like 8 miles total to get to A-Ball, if that's what we decide to do. So we can handle it. We've done, I don't know, almost all these miles already. So a couple more ain't gonna hurt us. Too bad. As you can tell or not, today more so than any other day, we're starting to get the browns and the reds and the yellows in a lot of places. So we're almost at the top of these ledges. Fonzie, being a 24-year-old, had his phone on, walking up the hill, waiting for service to start dinging in. I haven't looked at anything yet, but let's see what this says. Oh my goodness gracious. Katahdin, Baxter Peak, 21.2. We're coming for you, lady. We're coming for you. All right, doing something we don't do very often. Night hiking. I'm trying to get to A-Ball Bridge. We're gonna camp there. This will give us, let's see, it'll give us just over 50 miles since yesterday morning and put us in good position to make decisions. I think we pretty much have already made our decision. But I'm happy to be getting here when we get here. That means the rest of the hiking will all be in Baxter State Park. I'll explain more about what we decided once we get where we're going. I can't be night hiking and videoing and telling stories all at the same time without breaking my face. We're walking along here. This little sweet little garter snake's just hanging out right here in the middle of the trail. All right, so check this out. I didn't even realize, I wasn't even thinking about this. We're officially done with the 100-mile wilderness. Thank goodness. I'm making my way out of the 100-mile wilderness. All right, so we're still chugging along here, trying to figure out where we're going. I think we got 0.1 or 0.2 still to this like restaurant and visitor center, which is all closed right now, but there's a campground near there. All right, keep on going. I just finished the 100-mile wilderness in 4.5 days. Now we're burning the midnight candle, but we did it in 4.5 days. All right, on to Baxter State Park, baby. All right, you guys can't see it in this light, but I'm standing on A-Ball Bridge right now, looking at the shadows of Mount Katahdin. So bad, too bad, so sad, y'all can't see it. We'll see it in the morning. All right, so I'm in my tent. I'm in the middle of eating dinner right now. It's about 9 o'clock. We got here to this campsite, and there's quite a few people here, and the word on the street is there's a ton of people trying to summit tomorrow, or trying to get a spot at the Birches tomorrow. And I mentioned why I thought that they would find everybody spots. Everybody's like, no. People got turned away today. So now there's a bunch of gambles here. We're just not sure what to do. So I'm going to say goodnight right now, and I'll let you know tomorrow what's happening, because as of right now, I have no idea. All right, have a good one. All right, a lot has happened. So last night was just kind of a whirlwind. We got into A-Ball. We started talking to some people. There was a ton of people already there with plans to try to get a spot at the Birches like we were, and people were saying that yesterday people got turned away. So that wasn't good. Fonzie wasn't feeling good. He had no food left. So I had 2 dinners. I had one for last night and one for tonight. So I gave him my one for tonight, and the plan was we were going to get up really early, get to the kiosk, and try to get a spot at the Birches for tonight, and then risk it with the weather tomorrow. Then we're going to go back to the store and get him food, and I needed to get a dinner because I gave him mine. So we were fine with that plan. I really was wanting to just go for it today because the weather's supposed to be fine today, and I was just wanting to get the summit over while the weather, not get it over. I wanted to do it before the weather got bad tomorrow. But I was fine with what our plan was. I told Fonzie last night, I had gone through my food. I don't have much left either. I told him I had enough. If we summited today, I could give him 3 bars, and then I would have enough for me today until this evening. I have no dinner. But we went to bed with the thought of we were going to summit tomorrow. At about 4:40 this morning, I hear him pull the plug on his air mattress. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm going to the right direction here. I hear him pull the plug on his air mattress at 4:40. I'm like, man, it's a little bit early, isn't it, to be going to get in line for the 7 o'clock Birches thing. He goes, man, I feel a lot better today. You want to go summit? I was like, well, yeah, I wanted to summit, but I would have been hiking here an hour and a half ago. But we decided, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just try to summit in good weather, and then how we get out of here, how we get food, where we're staying in Millinocket, those can all be post-summit problems. So we quickly packed up. We started walking. It's just now has been daylight enough to make a video. My phone I got charged last night up to 70 or 80%, so surely that's plenty for today. And then my power bank's almost empty too, because we haven't got a charge since before the 100-mile wilderness. So basically we've got a lot of things going on, but today is summit day. So the first obstacle we have to do, we have to get 10 miles in. We've already got like one of them. We got to get 10 miles in to check in at the ranger station at Katahdin Stream before 10 a.m. Right now it's 6 a.m. So we have 4 hours to do about 9 miles. All right, I'm probably not gonna do much videoing until we start climbing Katahdin, unless something really cool happens. And it got dark in these woods, so I'll see you in a bit. All right, we've done the first 10-ish miles, and we're at Katahdin Stream Campground. I hope the rangers let us go. All right, here at the ranger station at Katahdin Stream. This was a bit of an issue. It took us a little over 30 minutes to get registered and get everything squared away, but it's 9:30 and we're set to start walking up Mama K, 5 miles to the end. Also, just 2.5 miles back, I ran into some people that I have not seen in like 2 months that I had hiked around. So we kind of hiked here together, and we're all gonna be summiting together. So I'm ready to roll. Let's go get this. Let's go finish this thing up. All right, so one thing I forgot to tell you. So I am number 798 of northbound through hikers to get a summit permit for Katahdin. Put that in perspective, I was 1,067 when I started, 608 in Harper's Ferry, and 798 here. So there's a lot of summits this year, mainly because there's a lot of hikers, and over 4,000 people this year. So I don't know what to think. Like right now we're just walking. The trail's not bad yet. We're still just walking on a muggle trail, trail that the car campers would use. We've got about 2.5 miles to tree line when we really start climbing. But we're less than 5 miles to the peak of Mount Katahdin. Like, I'm not feeling the feel. Well, I'm starting to. It's just not kicking in. I think everything's been a whirlwind, and oh my gosh. I'm glad we decided to push and summit today, because the ranger said there was a bunch of people already this morning. There were people lined at the kiosk for the birches tonight, with the rain coming the next 2 days. I think this is for sure the best way to do it, but it has made it a little more of a whirlwind than I think I would have preferred. But hey, if I can get up and down safe and dry, take that any day of the week. Yeah, I don't know. It hasn't sunk in. There's just so much to process. This is just such a huge undertaking that we're doing out here it's hard to process right now. Maybe I'll have more later on that. Wow, that's some clear water there. And man, the air got so cool right through here. All right, we're at Katahdin Stream Falls. Isn't that gorgeous? All right. We're getting close to tree line, but my gosh, this is like what we've been climbing. And we haven't even got to the boulder field yet. This is rough. Holy cow. Look at this. It's crazy. All right, we just stopped up here to take a break and have a bar. We're both kind of shaky and tired. We have 0.7 left to go. Lean back just a bit, Fonzie. So you can see we're just kind of up on rocks, and that's where the trail goes. Like, we're rock climbing. So anyway, don't worry, Mom. By the time you're watching this, I'll probably be sitting by. I'm already home. So, all right, we got to get this done. I'm sitting here taking a breather. We've been bouldering up. There's only a couple spots that were a little bit like, yeah, I hope I don't fall. Because it's just down really far. I don't know. I don't know how far we have. I don't really want to look. But it's kind of surreal. I cannot believe that I'm summiting Mama K right now. Like, it just feels like another day of hiking. I mean, the kind of climbing we're doing, it's kind of like the Mahoosuc Notch, but vertical instead of flat. But it's been fun so far. Huh. I don't know, it's all just so surreal still. I don't even know if it'll sink in when I'm up there. Huh, we'll see. All right, I know this camera doesn't make this look that big, but it's huge. You can see the blazes. We're gonna go up there. And there's a ton of people up there. They're probably coming back down from summiting this morning. My guess is that's where the gateway is. And then we just peak walk over that other peak. And I think that's probably where the Katahdin sign is. And here is the views behind. All right. Just to give you an idea, this boulder right there is like bigger than a truck, like a full-size truck. It's like an ambulance-sized boulder. And we gotta go straight up these suckers. All right, we've hit the gateway is what it's called on the map, up Katahdin. And we've got, I think, 1.5 miles of just like regular walking up there. So this is also called, I guess, the Tablelands. And I assume we're going all the way up there, that furthest part. So, I don't know, it's still completely surreal. We had cell service there right when we stopped the bouldering, and I called the AT Lodge. Was able to get my reservation changed from tomorrow to tonight. Got Fonzie a place to sleep there too. The guy there said we won't make the shuttle, which I knew that. He said we should be able to hitch. He said maybe meet people walking down, day hikers who would give us a ride. So we don't know how we're getting to Millinocket, but that's the plan so far. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to walk. Like my legs are getting heavy, and I don't mean like tired. I mean like I'm afraid to finish. Cause then what? Then it's all over. Well, I don't know. It's still so surreal. I can't wait to get my picture on that sign. All right, we got a wall of clouds moving in. Man, I really hope we're not socked in when we get up there. Hopefully this cloud blows through quick. Wow. I see the sign. I haven't really been emotional all morning. I just peeked this last little ledge, and the sign's right here. My hike's almost over. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's just up there. There's the sign to get up there and get to it. We made it. All right, done all the summit photos, had a couple snacks. I have 0 food left on me. Fonzie has no food on him. It's done. I teared up a little bit, but the whole thing is so like just kind of whirlwind. When we got up there were so many day hikers, and everybody was trying to like get in the signs to get the pictures. And when I stood on the sign and put my arms in the air, like I just looked up and I started tearing up. But I had like 15 people who had no understanding of that we were through hiking or why. They just walked up here from the parking lot, looking at us like, what the hell are you crying for? So that killed the mood a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's all very surreal. Kate summited yesterday. She texted me earlier. Well, I got service up here. She had texted me and she said it's so weird being home. And I think I'm going to have that same struggle. I don't even have a home right now. I'm going back to my parents and I got to find a place to live and buy a car and I got to come back to the world, I guess. But anyway, I had called AT Lodge as soon as we got service, changed my reservation from last night to tonight. So Fonzie and I both have a room there. It's an hour and 20-minute drive, and we don't know how we're getting there. We're going to try to hitch. So we're going to try to get an hour and 20-minute hitch, which isn't as crazy as it sounds because everybody here is just hiking. And I think from what we were told, most of the day hikers that are leaving here will be heading back to Millinocket, where we want to go. And most of them will leave between 5 and 7. So we're hoping to just go stand down on the park road and put our thumbs up and get somebody to give us a ride. If we don't get a ride, I don't know what we're going to do because we don't have any food. The only store in the park will be closed before we get down there. So yeah, we got to get a ride. I've not bought an airline ticket yet, but the plan would be to get back to the AT Lodge, get some dinner, and have a celebratory beer. There'll be quite a few people that we summited with, probably maybe we'll end up at the same place, I'm not sure. And then just kind of I need to buy an airline ticket for tomorrow. And then there's a bus. The AT Lodge will take you to the bus station. The bus will take me to Bangor, Maine, and Bangor, and get an airplane. So hopefully I can buy an airline ticket and should be home tomorrow. So I don't know that I'll video anymore on the way down. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do another video later when all this sinks in about just the hike or something. But I don't know, right now I'm just kind of at a loss for words. I don't know what to feel. I mean, I know what I've just accomplished is gigantic. Like, the magnitude of this it's huge. But I don't know. I do think that going back home and going back to normal life is going to be really hard after living this life for a while. But anyway, if I don't come back with anything else, Lil'Chap signing out. All right, I'm back just because I want to show you what we're coming down. That's like a mile of just this. We still have a lot of rocks to go. We still have a few miles. We've been climbing and sliding from all the way up there. That's like over a half mile. I know it didn't look like that far, but of bouldering. All right, I'm back. So on the descent down, I mean, it's been a while back, or more than an hour ago, we passed a couple that were going to Millinocket tonight, and they said they would be happy to take us back to Millinocket. They actually even invited us back to their Airbnb. She said she had baked spaghetti all ready to go. We politely declined that part because we're wanting to go, hoping that there's some other hikers at the pub by the AT Lodge. It would be nice to go hang out with some other hikers for a bit. So one thing, a thought, as I've been climbing down, I'm proud of myself. You know, I'm proud of myself for doing this, but more so than even doing it, I did what I set out to do. I did a true northbound, all steps north. All my footsteps are connected. Everybody that hikes with me likes to laugh at me because if we were getting picked up to go to town, I would make sure my footsteps across the road where the trail crossings were connected. And so that's what I set out to do. I have connected footprints on the AT from Georgia to Maine, all northbound. So mission accomplished there. One other thing, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, when I got up top and got service, I got pictures and a text from Kate. Kate and Pawnee summited yesterday, so I will include their summit pic right here. And I know, I've already had a bunch of questions like, what's she going to do with Pawnee? She can't be in the park. Baxter strictly forbids pets, blah, blah, blah. Pawnee's a service animal. She had all the proper approvals. Pawnee did climb Katahdin, and Pawnee did get her picture at the sign with Kate. Let's see, what else? I guess just an anecdote. One thing that we've been talking about this a lot the last couple weeks. There's so much fear mongering on trail. Yes, the trail is hard. Yes, in parts it's maybe treacherous, but it's not like that bad. Like, it's hard work, but it's not like, oh my gosh, you're gonna die. And there's so much talk about how hard Katahdin is, and it's like straight up bouldering with sheer cliffs, drops, and it's just not. I mean, it's straight up bouldering, but there was never, maybe one spot where I felt a little uncomfortable. Like, I better not slip and die there. But other than that one spot, I never felt unsafe. It was fine. A guy told us yesterday at the campground, he had summited yesterday and came back to the campground for the night. He said, guys, Katahdin is beautiful, but it's not as hard as everybody says. He said, everything you did at the Mahoosuc Range, same stuff. And I have to agree, he was right. By the time northbounders get here, we've done the Whites, we've done the Mahoosucs. This is just another mountain as far as the physical aspect of it. There's a saying on trail, And when Andrea watches this, I'm going to get in trouble. So sorry. The saying is don't trust a Sobo, because it seems like for the last 500 or 600 miles, every time you pass a southbounder, they tell you how treacherous it is, what they've already done and what you're going to do. And it's like, especially like 300 miles ago, I had a Sobo tell me how hard something was. I'm like, yeah, okay. And it's like, okay, you've done 300 miles. Yeah, you've done a hard 300 miles, but you've done 300. Like, I've done 1,800 miles at that point. Like, by the time we get to these super hard things, they really just don't seem that hard. But anyway, that's my soapbox. I said it. As soon as this airs, or as soon as Andrea watches this, I'm probably going to be in trouble. But never trust a Sobo.